Ladies and gentlemen, how are we doing? Welcome back to the show. Monday trading session is over. We got all the stocks all cashed in. We're talking about AMC, down about 7% of the day at $7.80. What happened with AMC? What's going to be happening in the future? We're going to be talking about why AMC could have came down today. We're also going to be talking about its current projected valuation and what this means as a price target for the future, and is it realistic what these different types of projections are saying. Now remember, this is your number one stop for everything stocks all around the clock, so hit that like button, subscribe for daily videos, and of course, you all know this, I'm not a financial advisor, so take everything I say with a grain of salt and do your own research. Make sure you got that notebook out, jotting down your own notes and making your own decisions. Now, talking about AMC, we got here 780 like we said. Trading volumes at about 20 million, market cap right now at a 1.24 billion. Now, what we have on the news today, especially, is we have metrics about the CEO, Adam Aron's compensation coming at a 2,421 to 1 ratio. Now, holy Toledo, that's a big ratio, basically saying the CEO is worth more than 2,400 employees. And with the recent decisions that AMC has made, such as the 1-for-10 reverse stock split, the share dilution, the selling of the 40 million shares, and basically seeing AMC lose over 80% of its valuation in just the previous few months, people are likely not happy with the CEO. So with the prospective payout here, this was the metrics for 2022. This moves come as investors are going to vote on the company's executive pay for the upcoming shareholder meeting. Now, the question is, when is that date? One date that's really important to get in your head is November 8th, as that is the upcoming shareholder meeting. And like at this meeting, investors are going to be asked to vote on a series of proposals, all of which the company's board of directors are in favor of. Now, one key attribute, like I said, that some of the shareholders, the loyal shareholders that have been getting the short end of the stick, is having a hard time coping with the payouts and the executive compensation listed for the key officers, such as the CEO, Adam Aron. Now, basically said right here, for that 2,421 to 1 ratio, that is an outstanding ratio, especially where the status of the company is right now. And with the anticipation of that, we are expecting shareholders to basically vote to lower, I think, that compensation that the CEO is getting. And in reaction, you're seeing negative news pushed against AMC. Likely we're seeing some selling right here. And if we go to the options, take a little quick peek at the options that are expiring at the end of this week. You got strike prices with high implied volatility and also with a volume underneath that $7 strike price. Right here, especially, you do have a good amount of calls, but puts, especially at that $7 strike price, people are still expecting AMC to take a little bit more of a tumble down. Now, with that being said, let's get into this article, really talking about here that it's the actual analysis and the valuation at fair valuation stands at $49.70 a share for AMC. Now, let's back this up just 1 second before we move a little bit too quick here, especially with we've seen this 3-month decrease of 80%. The question is this in a buy the dip situation? And especially if there are fair valuation metrics of $49, where does this come? Does this discrepancy between the price and this actual value estimate, does this suggest an under evaluation, or is it missing key variables within the company that would make this unrealistic? Now, the way this GF value, that $49 that it's calculated, is representing the intrinsic value of a stock. However, looking at this and looking at some of the potential risk factors or some of the other scores, and some of the other scores here, such as the Petrosky F score, the Altman score, they are very, very low due to the declining revenues and earnings over the past 5 years, with the potential financial instability. And looking at their financial health, a company that is trying to get out of bankruptcy, and especially with that $325 million of cash flow they just had to raise, really shows you the financial stability within the company. Now, here's the question that's on everybody's mind, especially with AMC right now at a market cap of about $1.2 billion, with operating losses that are continuing to dwindle? Is there a potential, a speculative play here looking at the stock? Because right now, if we look at the price before the reverse stock split, AMC sits at 78 cents. Unbelievable to really think about. But if we take a look at that, especially after they raise their cash liquidity, they're able to refinance some loans right now, pay off some debts. Do they have the possible ability to turn it around? One big catalyst that everybody has been talking about is, of course, the movies that are coming out to AMC. We've seen this with the Barbie movie, we've seen this with Oppenheimer, and of course we have the Taylor Swift movie coming out October 13th. Now, another really important date to lock in your head here is the next earnings release is scheduled here for November 6th. So some really big dates over the last 12 months. The company has reported earnings per share of a negative $1.31. So at a valuation of $49 right here for this GF value, remember that is probably not considering the recent business decisions that AMC had to make. However, especially if there is a turnaround and AMC is able to flip it on its head, regain the loyalty of its shareholders after we have some of these important dates with the revenues that are going to come out. Personally, I think we could see revenues very well, depending with how these box office movies are doing, then AMC could possibly get back near this $49. However, I think there's a lot of challenges ahead of the road. And with that being said, it is a very speculative play. So make sure if you're spending money on any type of stock that is very speculative, possibly facing bankruptcy here with a very high risk, high reward, that you are losing money or using money that you are 100% willing to lose, because that is really important, especially with these speculative play. There are much more safer options out there right now, and that is the truth with AMC. AMC has even said it themselves. So make sure you be careful out there. Take care. Peace out. We'll keep you guys updated.